Hello and welcome to your yoga practice. Today's flow is going to be an everyday flow, nothing fancy, and it's going to be suitable for all levels. So feel free to scale up, but equally feel free to scale down. When you're ready, we're going to begin straight away at the back of our mats, coming into a comfortable kneeling position, and then we'll begin by taking one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Just taking a few moments to arrive on our mat, to arrive in our space. And then from here, we'll start to invite the breath in. So inhale, notice your chest, your ribs, your belly expand. And on your exhale, notice your belly, your ribs, your chest contract. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Take a few more rounds in your own time, focusing on those three parts of the torso. Tuning in to your unique breath. And then slowly bring your awareness to your heart beating underneath your left hand. And the rise and fall of your breath underneath your bottom hand. Slowly release the palms down. Come into your downward facing dog, lifting your hips all the way up and back, and then just start to paddle out through the feet. Start to warm up through the backs of the legs and through the spine. So making sure that your feet are hip distance, your hands are shoulder distance, allowing the head to become heavy, and then find some stillness in your variation of your down dog. So perhaps the heels are lifted, perhaps there's a nice generous bend in the knees. So wherever you are, finding stillness. Perhaps your legs are quite straight or your heels are towards the mat. So just knowing that yoga is not a competitive sport and we all look very different in certain poses. So as long as you can feel the pose, you can feel that nice lengthening through the spine, you can feel the backs of the legs lengthening, then you are in exactly the right place for your practice. Slowly from here, we're going to walk the hands to the back of the mat and we'll find a ragdoll at the back of the mat. So taking hold of each elbow and then just swaying from side to side, releasing the head, the neck, nodding the head yes, shaking the head no, and then inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, let it go. Releasing the fingertips to the mat and then start to roll up through the spine, but allow your fingertips to trace up the front of your legs. So keeping a micro bend in the knees, tucking the tailbone, allowing your fingertips to slowly trace up through the front of the body, and then gently release your arms either side. Take a few shrugs of the shoulders, rolling them backwards, and then rolling them forwards. Amazing. From here, we're going to step our right foot forwards and we'll come into our warrior one. So we're pressing to the outer edge of the back foot. We're reaching the arms overhead and we're sinking into this front knee. So finding your warrior one, slight tuck in the chin, coming back to your breath, but breathing exclusively through the nose now. So inhale, fill the lungs. Exhale, sink into your front thigh. So pressing down firmly through the back foot, opening up through that calf muscle. And then from here, we'll find a little bit of movement. So inhale, straighten the front leg, reach all the way up. Exhale, bend and lunge into the front knee. 4 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Inhale. Exhale, bend. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. And then just notice if you found a little bit more depth now in your warrior one, your Virabhadrasana one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we're going to open up to our warrior two. So gazing forwards, middle finger, finding your warrior two. And then take a little screenshot, a mental screenshot of this pose. And then we're going to do the same thing as we did in our warrior one. So option here to take the hands on the hips this time. Inhale, lengthen your front leg. Exhale, bend and deepen your lunge. Inhale, lengthen through the side body. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale, deepen your lunge. 2 more, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then come back to your warrior two. Notice if you've changed the pose, if you can lunge a bit deeper. Inhale, we're going to spin onto the ball of the back foot, crescent lunge, reach your arms overhead. Option to take a micro bend in the back knee to tuck through your tailbone. Generous bend in the front knee, so warming up through those legs now. Perhaps if you're practicing first thing in the morning, all of these standing poses are a great way to start our day. They're a great way to activate our legs, activate our glutes, and get blood moving around our body. Lovely. From here, we're going to inhale, reach the arms overhead, and then exhale, fold over this front leg. So maybe you need to bump up the back foot. Hands can be on blocks, coming into our modified pyramid. So we're high on the ball of the back foot here. Inhale, lengthen your chest forwards. Exhale, fold over this right leg. And then option to walk the hands forwards here to find more length through the spine. Staying here for a few deep breaths, dropping the head, finding length through the back of the neck. Gaze to your right big toe. And then slowly frame your front foot, rebend the front leg, and lightly step back to your plank. From here, we'll drop the knees, the chest and the chin. Inhale, slither forwards to your low cobra, belly is on the mat. And then we're going to interlace our fingers behind us and lift even higher through the chest. Squeeze your bum. Option to lift the legs as well. So coming into our locust pose, gazing up. And then slowly release the legs. Take the hands either side and press back to your child's pose. Roll your forehead from side to side, rolling out any tension between the brows. Take a little pause in our practice. Coming back to the breath, inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. So pausing in our down dog for a few deep breaths. And starting to become really present in our body, really present in our practice. Enjoying this time that you've carved out in your day for yourself, for self-care, self-love, and appreciation. Mindfully walk your hands to the back of the mat. This time we're going to take hold of the big toes with our peace fingers. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your elbows to either side of the mat. Let your head be heavy. Again, give it a shake, a nod. And find your Padukastasana. So keeping contact with your torso and your thighs, lifting your tailbone towards the sky. Relaxing and releasing. And then again, we'll release the hands and we'll allow the fingers to simply trace all the way up through the front of the body. So moving nice and slowly, gently unfurling the body, taking your fingertips all the way up your torso And then releasing the arms either side. Again, we'll take some shrugs of the shoulders. And then we'll bring one hand on the heart again, one hand on your belly. And you should feel your heart beating a bit stronger now as we're halfway through our practice. Just noticing the rise and fall of your belly. And then from here, we'll step our left foot forwards. The back heel is at a 45-degree angle, reaching the arms up above. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Hips are square with the top of the mat, starting to lift each corner of the mouth. Smile. And then we'll do that nice movement again, deepening our lunge. So inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, nice deep lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift out of your waist, lengthen, reach your arms as high as you can. And exhale, bend into the front knee. Final round, inhale. Exhale, lunge. And then pause here, notice if you've found a slightly deeper variation of your Warrior 1. And then open out to your Warrior 2. Again, take a mental screenshot, notice any habits in your practice. Do you come into exactly the same Warrior 2 every time? Can you deepen your lunge? So hands on the hips, inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, rebend. 4 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press through the feet. Exhale, bend. Inhale, pull up through Mula Bandha, pelvic floor. Exhale, bend. Final round, inhale. Exhale, rebend the front knee. And then find your Warrior 2 arms again and notice any changes in the body. Lovely. Inhale, sweep the arms up, rise onto the ball of the back foot, crescent lunge, little micro bend if you need. Really tuck through the tailbone, pull up through your pelvic floor again and draw your navel in. So Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, nice and active. And then spread the fingers as wide as you can. So maybe twinkle the fingers, make sure that they're awake, that they're here with us, and then spread the fingers as wide as you can. Amazing. One more deep breath, breathing in, breathing out through the nose. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Maybe this back foot comes slightly further in. Inhale, lift out of the waist. Exhale, forward fold over the left leg. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold in. So maybe hands are on blocks here. Maybe they're walking forwards. Try to draw the left hip back and the right hip forward. So hips are square with the top of the mat. So it's a really deep hamstring stretch now. Working into the left hamstring. Stay nice and high on the ball of the back foot, so modified pyramid. And then slowly from here, rebend the front leg. Step back to your plank, and then this time chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, gaze up, take your back bend. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Pausing here, a few more deep breaths, or option to take a child's pose. So just taking rest for a few deep breaths. Perhaps closing the eyes, tuning in. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky, reach it up. Exhale, right knee to right wrist. We're going to come into an active pigeon pose, so keep the back toes tucked. Take your arms either side of your hips and come into a little heart opener. So gaze up, lift out of the waist. Puff up your chest, shoulders are drawing back. Breathe. And then exhale, we'll shift our weight into the right hip. We'll slide our left leg out in front. So coming into Janushasana, feel free to take a block underneath the right knee if it's quite lifted. Inhale, reach the arms up above, and exhale, forward fold over this left leg. Option to take hold of the calf, ankle, sides of the foot, or just release your arms either side. Inhale, lengthen your heart forwards. Exhale, fold in slightly deeper. Walk your hands back into your midline. We're going to take the right foot over top of our left knee, so stacking the knees, and this right heel should be drawing in towards your left hip. So coming into Ardha Gomukhasana, half Gomukhasana. Option here to slide the hands underneath the left knee if you are quite hypermobile, just to protect the knee. Flex your left foot. Inhale, lift your chest. You might stay quite upright, or you can begin to forward fold. So you should feel this in the outer edges of your hips, but also in the left hamstring. Slowly walk your hands back in. Take your left foot and take it to the outer edge of your right hip. If this is quite intense, I know for a lot of people it can be, sit yourself on a block or two. So coming into full Gomukhasana, try to stack your knees. And then from here, a really nice place to be is upright, so absolutely fine. But if you do want to deepen this pose, start to forward fold. So I know for me, this is probably my least favorite pose, but it's actually one that I need to do more of. So often the poses that we avoid are actually the ones that we need to do a bit more of, because we hold tension in that area. So the outer edges of my hips are particularly tight. So use the breath as much as you can to calm the mind, to release any tension. And then slowly from here, we'll roll over the knees. We'll step back to our plank and we'll take our final vinyasa. So exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, either low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee, left wrist. Finding our active pigeon pose, flexing the back toes, walking our hands either side of our hips. Inhale, open your heart, gaze up. Draw the shoulders back, puff up your chest. And then slowly we'll send the weight into the left hip. We'll slide the right foot all the way around, finding Janu Sasasana, taking the left foot to the inside of our right leg. Option to take a block underneath the left hip. Left knee, sorry. Inhale, reach the arms up above. And exhale, fold over your right leg. With every inhale, we lengthen. And with every exhale, we find more space. Bring your awareness to every breath. Walking your hands in, taking your left heel over top and stacking your knees. So we'll take half Gomukhasana to begin with, flexing the right toes. Option to slide the hands underneath the right knee. Inhale, lengthen your chest, and if you can, exhale, forward fold. Really using the breath now. Slowly lifting your chest, sliding your right heel to your left hip. Option to sit on a block, option to stay upright, or final option to forward fold. So really intense pose for the hips. Or perhaps you're kind of like, no, this is fine. This feels good. I know I've met some students where they are super open in the hips and they love this pose. But that is not me, believe me. few more deep breaths. And then gently walking the hands in. Take another breath here. Inhale. And exhale, unravel your legs. So taking the feet hip distance, knees pointing up towards the ceiling, and then coming all the way down onto your backs. From here, we'll take the feet nice and wide. You might want to take them even wider than hip distance. So coming towards the edges of the mat, and then place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly again, and then allow your knees to gently fall over towards the right, but keeping the same distance between your feet. So it's a super gentle twist, starting to close our practice just by gently twisting towards the right and tuning into our heartbeat and our breath again underneath our hands. Slowly draw your knees back to the center and allow them to fall all the way over towards the left this time, keeping your feet nice and wide. And again, tuning into your heartbeat, tuning into your breath. Come back to center, extend both legs to each corner of the mat, palms face up towards the sky. We're going to take the biggest breath of our day. So inhale, 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 and exhale, let it go, sigh it out through the mouth. Nothing left to do, nothing left to manage. Staying here for as long as you like. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Namaste.